Hello, my name is Ross Collins. I'm an author and illustrator and international jewel thief. No, I'm not an international jewel thief. Pay no attention to that. I'm going to show you how to draw a character from my new book. The new book is called There's a Mouse in My House. This is the sequel to this book. There's a bear on my chair, which I wrote quite a wee while ago, about 5 years ago. And ever since I wrote this, kids have been coming up to me and saying, Ross, when are you going to write There's a Mouse in My House? And they knew what it was going to be called. I didn't even have to make up a title because they knew it should be called There's a Mouse in My House because of the way that bear ended. So I had that, but I really struggled to come up with it because bear is a brilliant rhyme. Bear, pear, chair, lair, fair, dare, underwear. Lots of great rhymes. Mouse, not so good. Nothing rhymes with mouse. Mouse, nouse, house, louse, spouse. It's pretty poor, isn't it? It's not very good. So it took me quite a while to come up with a better rhyme than that, something that worked better, but I came up with one. So today I'm going to share the book with you, and I'm also going to do some drawing, and I would really like you to draw along with me. So you might want to pause the video, go and get yourself a scrappy piece of paper like this, not very big, and some pens, pencils, crayons, whatever you like. Okay, so you want to pause it, go off, get some, do that now. All right, they're back. Right, so I'm going to read you a little bit from the book and then we'll get drawing. Okay, so There's a Mouse in My House by me, Ross Collins. Now, at the end of the first book, the bear had been really annoying the mouse for the whole book by stealing his chair. But at the end of the book, spoilers, the mouse moves into the bear's house. And the bear is not happy about this at all. So, at the start of the book, look, the mouse is unpacking all his stuff. He's moving in. Here he is, moving in a nice big framed picture of a piece of cheese, and the bear, very unhappy. And the bear says, "There's a mouse in my house." Doesn't like that. The mouse looks really pleased. This picture one. There's the mouse and the bear. The bear's looking very upset because the mouse has hung up all his pictures. How he got in, I'd like to know. He's unpacked all his stuff just so. That rodent can't live here. Oh no, I'll tell him that he has to go. Yeah. Would you believe it? He said no. I'll chuck him out with one quick throw. But now that he's learned Taekwondo, my body aches from head to toe. Oh no, he can't chuck the mouse out. The mouse has learned Taekwondo. This is a bad start for the bear, and it just keeps getting worse. So, go get There's a Mouse in My House and you'll see how it all works out. But now is the time for some drawing. So you've got your paper, you've got your pencils. Shall we draw a mouse? I'm going to show you how to draw the mouse, okay? So, I'm going to use this pencil. I like using these pencils. They're nice, stubby, and you get a nice bit of texture with it. So, first thing to do is to draw his house. Not his house, his head. What am I talking about? Collins, you're losing it. His head. Now he's got a nice round head, the mouse. So, draw a nice round ball like that, with a couple of hairs on top. There we go. I draw quite fast because I am a professional illustrator. You might not draw quite as fast, so if I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video, okay? And then catch up, alright? So, nice round head. Let's stick some ears on there. Now, Bear, the mouse's ears were down quite a lot of the time because animals, when they're not feeling very happy, their ears tend to point downwards. But when they're happy, their ears point up the way. So he's happy in this book because he has moved into Bear's house and there ain't nothing that Bear can do about it. So his ears are pointing upwards. Two little ears either side of his head. Like that. Can you draw that? I'm sure you can. Let's draw a face on him. So, my mouse has two little eyes. If you leave a little bit of white in the middle of the eyes, it looks like light is reflecting off of them and it brings the eyes alive. Try that. He's got a little nose, like that. He had a sad expression for most of the first book, but in this book, he's got a very happy expression. Big smiley mouth. There he is, big smiley mouth. Come on, reach in. And his eyebrows are going up the way because he's happy. Now, let's give him some whiskers. All good mice have to have whiskers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little whiskers. You can do as many whiskers as you like. I like 4. Now, let's give him a body. Now, if you remember in Bear My Chair, it was all about him and a polar bear. And because it's a polar bears live in very cold countries. Do you know what country polar bears live in? It's the Arctic. So they live in a cold place, so my mouse had to be wearing a jumper. So there's his jumper there, and his arms are outstretched because he's a happy little mouse. 2 little arms, like that, okay? And the little hands. Mice have tiny wee hands and feet. So there's a little hand, 2 little hands, happy little mouse. How's that? That look about right? Okay. And a wee tummy. He's got a wee tummy that you can see just poking out the bottom of his jumper, like that. And then little mousy legs. 1 little stumpy mousy legs. See a bit of hair on the side there. 2 little mousy stumpy legs. And he's got kind of spindly little feet on the end of those little mousy legs. Does that look? Look about right? Okay. A bit of shade under there. And I like to draw little lines on the ground underneath somebody's feet. It helps to look like they're standing on something. It looks like a wee bit of shadow. Because if you don't do that, then they might look like they're just kind of floating away. Shall we give them a tail? All mice have to have a good tail. Oh, there's coming out of his bum, up the side. There we go. Give it shade there. And that, he's looking pretty good. Now, let's colour in his jumper. So, my mouse has a red pattern on his jumper. I did this for 2 reasons, or a couple of reasons. One, because red's very eye-catching. Help you to spot the mouse more easily. But 2, because in the first book, mouse was angry all the time. And red is a colour that you associate with anger, so I give him a red pattern on his jumper. In the next book he ain't angry all the time, but he was in the first one. And I gave him a pattern on his jumper, and this pattern is kind of similar to the patterns that you see on jumpers that people wear in Iceland. Iceland's a very cold country. I mean, you know, the name kind of gives that away, Iceland. And I thought, well, he would have a jumper from a cold country like that. So he's got a nice pattern jumper. The thing is, you don't have to draw this pattern on your jumper. You can draw any pattern that you like on your jumper. Okay, but this is the pattern that I have. And to be honest, every time I draw this pattern, I draw it a wee bit differently. It's never the same twice. Because I can't remember how I do it the last time. It's more or less like this. It's good enough. Blip, 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 blip. Let's do a couple more stripes here and here. That looks about right. And I think because I've got a red pencil or crayon, I'm going to give him a little red nose too. Maybe even a wee bit of colour on his cheeks. You can colour him in if you've got lots of colours. You can colour him in. He's a grey mouse, my mouse, but you could make him brown if you want, green, whatever colour you like. Pink ears, pink tail. Yeah, as long as you get those right, it doesn't really matter. So there we go. There's my mouse. Now, I hope you had fun with that. Have lots of fun with your drawing. Keep reading, enjoy books, and I'll speak to you guys again soon. Bye bye.